Title doesn't need an explanation. Let's jump on into more driving pet peeves. Do you ever just wash your car so good that it reflects the searing sun into your eyes and then blinds your ability to drive? This is a vehicle-specific problem, as you need to have a car with a very large hood that protrudes into your field of view. For example, my Mustang GT and Corvette Z06 have a big old hood that takes up a third of my visibility, and if I clean them too well, they will reflect sunlight into my eyes while driving, and the sun visor doesn't really help since it only blocks light coming from a downward angle, not from a upwards angle, since the hood is bouncing back the sunlight into my eyes. And sunglasses don't entirely stop this phenomenon, as your hood is just constantly in front of you, so especially if it's high noon, there's never a moment of relief and you can never escape the sun's wrath. I've literally met people who get carbon fiber hoods, or they'll wrap their car's hood with a matte finish or some other dark, non-reflective finish just to stop this issue. It's honestly kind of humorous to think about it, since while buying our cars, we never considered this to be a problem. Like, we all know the losing visibility from big hoods, we all know about that from muscle cars, but none of us actually experience the being blinded part until we actually buy the car and we realize that that's just an added bonus that we now have to live with. I'm at the point where I actually get relieved when my car gets a little dusty, since it drastically reduces this effect, but I inevitably must clean my car again, to which it'll just blind me for the next week. If you ever get a muscle car or any other car with a big hood, especially a Dodge Viper, make sure to invest in a good pair of sunglasses. Speed bumps. Low car squad, where ya at? Bonus points if you also run a splitter, because heaven forbid that the rest of your car isn't already destroying itself to death. Anyways, even when I had a Mustang GT at stock height, I still hated speed bumps, mostly because they just ruin my fun while driving around. Like, I understand why they put them in parking lots, I get it, you know, it's for pedestrian safety. But Carmel, Indiana, why the actual are there speed bumps in the middle of your roundabouts? So I took Leone to Carmel for a photo shoot, and despite being stock wheels on stock ride height, she's still scraped. So I had to start driving at like 2 miles an hour and going diagonal up in this Carmel. Putting speed bumps on roundabouts defeats the whole purpose of a roundabout. The whole point of a roundabout is to cleanly and efficiently carry speed, to allow traffic flow to remain optimal. By slapping speed bumps on the entrance and exits of each point on the roundabout, you literally have people who brake in the middle of the roundabout before they even exit. It's not just sports cars. People out of habit, no matter what vehicle, will brake when they see a speed bump. That is so unbelievably dangerous. Especially in the middle of the roundabout, the traffic should always be moving. If people are constantly slowing down randomly or coming to complete stops even, it will cause rear-end collisions. Like, come on. Literally everywhere else in Indiana gets it. Even freaking Fishers. You really want to be outdone by Fishers, Carmel? And everywhere across the seas over in Europe, they understand how to make competent roundabouts. Why, Carmel? Just why? Don't be surprised if you start to see a reduction in rear-end collisions when you remove those crimes against humanity. Here's a study that shows that putting speed humps at the entrance of roundabouts actually worsens traffic flow. The intentions of the city that did it originally thought that it would help mitigate this entering speed that people would go in the roundabout, thus making it more safe for the people currently on the roundabout and more safe for pedestrians going on the roundabout. But then they quickly realized, oh wait, the whole point of a roundabout is to cleanly and efficiently carry speed through. So here's a cool little fact that you should know, Carmel, and any other city that tries to do this. People don't speed through roundabouts. It's hard to. Even my Corvette Z06 that has 1.2 Gs of grip, I still don't speed through roundabouts because at most I could probably only go the speed limit, where you need to have a literal F1 car to go like 30, 50 over a roundabout, because last time I checked, it's a circle. It's a turn that has traffic constantly joining and leaving. Of course we're going to slow down out of nature, and like I said, even when it's totally empty, it's not a straight line. We can't just blast through it. You will lose grip. I've seen people lose grip in the rain, in the snow, because they try to go all Kunze Drifto and just smash into a wall. The roundabout inherently as a design will cause people to slow down. Anyone who doesn't have any brain cells won't slow down, obviously, but again, those people are going to crash regardless of whether there's a roundabout or speed hump, because people without brain cells can't drive. But for the people who can drive, it actually makes it worse for us. It is affecting traffic flow. It is slowing it down. And most importantly, like I said, you are endangering the people who are currently inside of the roundabout, be it pedestrians or cars, because they are now at the mercy of people joining and leaving because they're kind of just stuck there. You know, that's how you make rear end collisions 101. All you guys are doing is taking a genius invention, modifying said invention, and then making that invention worse as a result. You're like turning a fantastic product into a Chinese knockoff. That's what you did, Carmel. Are you proud of yourself? You just made a Chinese knockoff roundabout. Service stickers. So new Corvettes that are Z51 up come with 4 free oil changes, and each time I take it to the dealership, Jesus Christ, I swear they really must have a hard-on for stickers. I'll come back to a service sticker on Leone's front window, and then she'll have one on her center console on the inside, then she'll have another one on her rear view mirror that's hanging off of it, and then I'll have a laminated reminder on my key fob, as well as another one on the inside of my front window. Like, holy crap, stop! I hate stickers, much less ones that are ugly and display service appointments with a bunch of numbers for the rest of the world to see. I don't need a reminder. That's what my agenda is for. I hope most human beings are capable enough to make a mental note, or at least write on their phone or whatever journals they use to remind themselves. We don't need it to constantly be on our car window, especially 5 or so times. Like, I really can't wait till the last remaining free oil change gets used up, because once I have to start paying on my own, I'd rather just do it at home. Back when I had a Nissan Sentra, they also did service stickers, and the reminder on the rear view mirror that they dangled would also be an air freshener. That way it would try to persuade you into keeping it since it serves a purpose. Even still, I threw it away because it was tropical scented and I'm allergic to pineapples, so screw you, Nissan. When people try talking to you while driving. No, I'm not talking about the passengers in your car. I'm literally talking about other drivers on the road. As Rob Dahm once put it in his Lamborghini Diablo video, when you own a supercar or any flashy high-performance car for that matter, it's best to share that experience with the world and be willing to let people approach you. You know, if people talk to me at gas stations or at parking lots, whatever, I'm cool with that. I even have people who will talk with me in the store and be like, hey, is that your vet sitting outside? It's funny because they'll play a little game of trying to guess whose vet it is, and they usually walk up to the first white dude with gray hair before they even think about walking to a young Asian. Usually, I don't want to be that stuck-up douche, so I just talk with them. You know, like I said, I enjoy talking to people about it, and I do think it is part of ownership. We're all just human at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how high you think you've elevated yourself above the common folk. However, for the love of God, when we are on the road, and moving on the road especially, do not try to have a conversation with me or any other driver for that matter. Whether it's road rage or even compliments, it still makes you an a-hole. I remember when I was driving back from Caffeine and Octane with my convoy, and a group of teenagers followed me down I-85 and they tried to talk to me. When I didn't respond, mostly because I can't hear them with all the wind noise, they started to shout until I could hear them, and I eventually caught them shouting that I was a huge a-hole and that they'd unsubscribe from me. Look, I'm not the a-hole in that situation. You guys are entitled snowflakes who think that I owe you my attention while I am freaking driving. While I'm driving, I owe my attention to the road and the safety of others around me. You can have the nicest intentions for wanting to talk to someone while driving, but that doesn't change the fact that you are the a-hole in that situation. You are literally putting your life in danger and other people's lives in danger by neglecting your duty to pay attention to drive. So please just drive. When passengers ruin your interior. If it's snowing and I ask you to click your feet before getting in, you better click your feet before getting in, because if you drag even a little bit of snow into my car, I'm leaving without you. It's my car, so my rules. I'm not obligated to take anyone as my passenger, and even when I owned a Nissan Sentra, I hated it when people made a huge mess in my car. For example, I lent my Sentra to my sister-in-law while we were in university together, and in just one afternoon, bam! Makeup everywhere, trash everywhere, empty bags, and receipts. Like, damn, here I am being a good brother, and this is what I get in return. Eventually, I stopped lending her my car, but it's okay since she just ended up getting Omni Rider's V6 Mustang dirty instead, but that's okay because it's just a V6, so who cares? Regardless, if someone lends you their car, or if you are riding for free as their passenger, respect their car. Don't make a mess. I know it's impossible to erase your presence, but just show some decency, alright? Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video, and if you enjoy cars and other car content, make sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. Also, I'm currently working on trying to get my Corvette to sound like a Ferrari. It may sound impossible, but you'd be surprised as to how much progress I'm making. Anyways, can't wait to show y'all. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bladed Angel out.
gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though, yo, I ain't gonna lie,